So I'm pretty sure you all are aware that, Kevin Samuels passed away about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, whatever have you. And I just want to say special shout out to, the Godfather himself, Kevin Samuels. I respected you. A lot of people respected you and agree with the things that you said, while others didn't, What I want to say is that regardless of what he said, he didn't deserve to die. One thing that we need to preach in the black community is health. And if I'm not mistaken, he died by, like cardiovascular disease or something like that. He had a heart attack or something, And it's crazy that, we address on YouTube. I see a lot of YouTubers addressing in the black community. We address, the economy and as far as the money that we make, we address dating. We address, cars, clothes, all materialistic things that don't matter when you're at the dinner table, when you're in the process of cooking your food, when you're opening up your refrigerator to get the food out, when you're purchasing food from the grocery store. We need to focus more on health in the black community to avoid our most precious, valuable loved ones from dying an early death. Like Kevin Samuels did. He was in his 50s. Come on, man. I know he was good for another 30 to 40 years. You understand? But it just didn't happen. And it's a sad situation. It's a situation that we need to learn from. We need to actually eat better. We need to focus more so on our lives and what matters the most. Because at the end of the day, we're not here. We're not promised tomorrow. We could be here today and gone tomorrow. You know how that shit goes, man. But what bothers me the most about this particular situation, man, is just the comments, the overall hate that Kevin Samuels has received ever since he closed his eyes for the last time. And that shit just bugs me out. Like, I'm not lying. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would turn over in his grave if he knew how we as black people treat one another on a relationship level. But I do know one person that wouldn't turn over in his grave. Matter of fact, it'll put a smile on his face if he exists or existed. That's Willie Lynch. Whether it's true or not, whether he existed or whether there's Willie Lynch letters and it was passed on from one slave master to the next, so that's besides the point. At the end of the day, we're living it out. We're living it out. I mean, you have the old versus the young, the women versus the men, and it's just crazy to me, man. Like, I'm just trying to understand black women, that is. No, I'm not going to address it to black women. I'll say women in specific, just overall women, right? I won't be specific. I'll just say overall women. When did it ever get to the point where you all can't accept someone critiquing you and chastising you in a positive way? I don't get it. Like, listen, he made it available, Kevin Samuels, that is, he made it available for you all to call in, right? So you called, right? He didn't call you. And then also on top of that, he has a rating system. You asked to be rated. You asked, what can I do in order to get a 6-figure man? And he told you. And I'm just trying to understand, what's the problem? Oh, I know what the problem is. that y'all don't like to be told what to do. Matter of fact, y'all want a mindless man. A mindless and spineless man that's just a do-boy. But then, it's crazy. Once you get that, then you treat him like shit. You want to know why? Because you don't like good guys. You like the bad guys. Like, yo, man, I'm not making this shit up, man. It's very difficult to live with a female because men and women are so different. And I just think that you may disagree with the situation, but I just think that Kevin Samuels was here to bridge the gap, man. Because you do realize in the very beginning, he was talking about men. And he was putting the men in check. And then he moved on to the women. You want to know why he moved on to the women? At least based on what I think, is because he knows that a woman's opinion, thought, and mind matters more in our society than a man does. That's just my opinion. And that at the end of the day, the reason why relationships and different things are not working out the way that they're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, in our society is because of the fact that a lot of women have to be reconfigured when dealing with men. Straight up. Like, it's so crazy. Isn't it ironic that Kevin Samuels passed? And I mean, of course, the song is old, but I heard it probably about a week ago, around the same time Kevin Samuels passed away. And the song is called For Hours and Hours by a sister called Muni. And in that song, yo, I'm not lying, I was like, yo, where's she been? She's the answer to R&B. That's the first thing. Excuse me. The second thing is, are women really listening to her lyrics? Because she's basically saying, I can take care of my man and enjoy it for hours and hours and hours. And I don't know where in the timeline, but somewhere in the timeline, women stop taking care of men. I'm not saying that, men are children. I'm not saying that, you all supposed to take care of us, but at the end of the day, man, there's a certain type of woman's touch. There's a certain type of woman's love, that we want, we desire. And when we don't get that, like, yo, we throw temper tantrums and shit. I'm not saying that men are perfect. I'm not saying that men don't cheat. I'm not saying that men are not dogs. I'm not saying that these guys out here that's in Atlanta, they not on the DL and all the rest of that shit. There's a lot of fuckery going on. There's a lot of fuckery going on when dealing with relationships. But at the end of the day, man, I just think that Kevin Samuels was there to bridge the gap in once again, and to let women know what men think and how men feel, and for men to know how women think and how women feel. It's just that plain and simple, man. And overall, man, it's just a shame that there's certain women out there that have shitted on this man, that have literally said, I'm glad he's gone. What are y'all? I'm just trying to understand what kind of society or world that you want to live in, where you don't have the elders there to educate, to teach the people. I'm just trying to understand it. Maybe hey, listen, maybe Kevin Samuels' tie was too tight for you. Maybe his suit was too tight for you. Maybe the way he talked, the way he walked wasn't you. Maybe His personality wasn't for you. But you didn't have to knock the man. You don't have to be on some shit like, yo, I'm glad he's dead and all the rest of that shit. Like, you act like this man ain't never did any good. Yeah, it's certain things that I disagree with. I'm not gonna lie, hands down. That personally, I wouldn't say to a woman. You understand that Kevin Samuels have said. He said that, you know, you're fat, you're this, you're that, and blah, 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 blah. Right? I'm not taking anything away from the things that Kevin Samuels have said and done that were negative, because we're all not positive. We're just not. As human beings, I'm more than sure that I can find something negative about you. But my point in making is that at the end of the day, the positive, in his case, Kevin Samuels that is, in his case, far more outweighed the negative. That plain and simple. Now we have another elder that has passed on, and who's gonna take his place? Because somebody's gonna take his place. You know that. You know that. Who's gonna take his place is the question. But this man, I'm just being real with you. This is not really about Kevin Samuels. This is about black people and our mental, spiritual, and physical health. That's what it's about. And we just can't keep on going on like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Steve Harvey said, think like a man. How can a woman think like a man? That don't make sense. No, you're gonna think like a woman. A man needs to think like a man, and a woman needs to think like a woman. And when you're in a relationship, y'all need to think together in a relationship so that you all won't disrespect one another. So it's a collective effort once you come together in a relationship. But it's never a time that I would tell someone, in particular a woman, to think like a man. Now, if you thought like a man, this world would be in a lot of trouble. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, man, you know, man, I just want to send the love out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Overall, the black community is hurting. Excuse me. You know, our families it's just torn apart. You know, and part of it is our fault, and the other part, you know who fault it is. I don't even have to tell you. For the most part, man, we lost a good one, man. Whether you agree with it or disagree with it, we lost a good one, man. You know, so, and man, I'm gonna try to do the best I can, you know, to inspire and motivate the youth to treat women like they supposed to be treated. And I advise you all to do the same. And maybe we can collectively, as a whole, walk in Kevin Samuels' shoes. Other than that man was it's a good man. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, man.